It's Al.
Get real. Back to the Reana and Alex show. You got Reana and Alex, 600-pound sisters that lost over 100 pounds each during COVID. Today we are going to reintroduce ourselves, who we are, what we do, what we did, and what we're doing for you.
And what even the heck is Get Real? If you're new here, we're going to go through all of it. And if you're not new here, stick along for the story. You might learn something new. So we'll take you through a quick timeline of kind of our story and how that all kind of has come to fruition. So from the beginning, we were athletes growing up our whole entire lives. We were always active, always in sports. But as soon as we got into corporate life and stopped playing sports, our eating habits tanked. We were working 80 hours a week, and we suddenly found ourselves gaining over 150 pounds in less than 2 years. So I myself was 330 pounds, and this chunker right here was just about 300 herself. And we kind of looked at ourselves in the mirror and we were like, how did we get here?
Yeah, basically I kind of gave up and I was like, well, this is how I'm going to be for the rest of my life. Time to go to the store and get some new clothes, and this is me. This is who I am, and was just really unmotivated.
Did you? So I think we've talked about this before, but you actually thought that that's how you're going to be forever. But
yeah.
I thought that I was suddenly going to not be that way just by accident. Like I thought oh yeah, I'm not going to be fat forever, but I wasn't doing anything to actively change that. I was like, oh yeah, I'll get back to being fit.
Yeah.
Somehow. So that's funny that you're kind of opposite. So then in 2019, we started getting out of our shell a little bit. We started doing more activities outside of work. We started improv school, which was the coolest thing we've ever done. Highly recommend that. And then we started a vlog. We started
this vlog.
What do we call it? The
Reana and Alex vlog.
The real vlog. The Reana and Alex vlog. So we started a little
the Real vlog.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So we documented through our adventures, kind of
going to concerts, going to the mountains, and trying to just make sure we weren't, in the corporate office all the time. Just try to live our lives and enjoy and see if that would spark something. We didn't want to be a certain body weight. We just wanted to move our bodies again, and ultimately the goal, I think motivation for me and maybe Alex as well, was to end up playing some sort of sport again at any level.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
Yeah, definitely. Because that's what our background was. We wanted that kind of outlet. So then we got to the point where we started getting out and about again. And then once you start doing those things, when you are very large, it is hard to do things, right? Like you don't fit in an airplane seat. You don't fit in the stadium seat at the Avs game. Like those are kind of things that really start to weigh on you a little bit more. And those are things that when people start to gain weight, those are things they stop doing.
Yeah.
Because you just can't anymore. And we were kind of the opposite. We started doing those things and then we were like, wow, this is...
Well, we definitely stopped doing all of those things.
Well, yeah, beforehand.
Right.
On the way up.
We weren't the opposite.
Well, on the way back down we were. Once we started going to concerts again and doing all that stuff again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we realized why we stopped.
Right. So then there was okay, we want to live this kind of lifestyle, but we kind of looked at each other and we're like, okay, we need to get serious about our nutrition, because at that point we had started to get a little bit more active. I was working with a personal trainer. You were doing walks. You were going to the trail all the time. And it just wasn't enough, right, at that point, because we were still kind of having the not so great eating habits. So one day in January of 2020, I think we were eating ice cream too. I think we were eating Dairy Queen. And I was like, man, we need to start the Whole30.
Because we had lost already 20 pounds, I think, each up to this point, but over 6 months, I think.
Yeah.
So we were on the right track.
Yeah.
But we were like, all right, something's gotta
click
here. So Alex was like, let's do the Whole30 tomorrow.
Yes.
So we
finished our ice cream
and started the Whole30 the next day, and we didn't look back.
Yeah. And so over the course of 2020, that led us, we actually did the Whole30 program, I think 3.5 times.
Mm-hmm.
And that led to us both losing about 100 pounds in that year.
Yeah.
And it was insane. COVID was such a crazy time, but we were lucky enough to be able to work from home. We got to make each of our meals at home every single day. We had each other to hold ourselves accountable, to go out for walks and stay active. And
the gym partners that we were signed up with, you know, they adapted as well, and they offered free online courses. They actually did even live workouts every single day. So we got to stick with the Choose Fitness training, the UFC gym training, along with going for walks.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we were very active. And it was cool. It was cool. We were kind of in our own little bubble.
Yeah. And then we, before we lost all the weight, actually, because when we were like, something's got to give, something's got to change, we actually signed up to be on The Biggest Loser TV show.
Yes, we did.
And we're going through all the interviews, and then COVID happened, and the show ended up never going to production. And so guess what? We did it ourselves.
Yes, we did.
And so then also other opportunities came. Alex and I were on the Doctors TV show. We were on Women's Health magazine, Eating Well magazine.
Yep.
And just absolutely can't even explain how honored we are to be featured on those publications, and a bunch of other, local publications as well.
Yeah. It was super cool. So with this whole journey, we continued to document on our blog, and it was really cool. It turned into kind of the weight loss, our own Biggest Loser kind of show, right? So we kept up with the documentary, and we just kind of talked about what we were eating, what we were doing, how we were exercising. And at the end of every show, we just said get real, right? Because it was the Reana and vlog, Re and Al, get real. And so that was just kind of our thing. It was just get real, get real, get real. And I had this idea for Reina's birthday to get her a necklace that said get real on it. And I had our dear friend Ginger write it up for us, because she's an artist and she is a designer and she does all this super cool stuff. So I was like, this would be so cool. So she kind of created that get real symbol for us. And I put it on a necklace for Reana, and we kind of looked at each other and we were like, this is really cool. This is something that could resonate, and this is something that you could see someone wearing on the street. It's got a cool message behind it, and it's just a really cool thing. So here comes what we called Get Real Shop.
Right. Yeah. So that became, now is our brand. And this is our logo. Thank you to Ginger. And so it's basically kind of our motivational tagline, and it's also our names put together. Based off, from the Real vlog, Reana, Alex, putting that together, and, it's us.
Yay! So we were kind of doing amazing things and getting involved in the tennis community and really starting to kind of get our brand out there. And we were supported by so many of you, which we cannot thank you enough for, because every single person who has reached out or shared their story or has bought anything from us, it seriously means the world to us that you believe in us and kind of see what we're doing. So we were working on that, and things were going really well. And then 2022 kind of rolls around, and I decide to up and move to Florida.
Bye!
That's a whole long other story, but we won't get into that. So I decided to move to Florida. So
Re and Al is no longer.
I broke up the Get Real squad a little bit. So, I did my best to kind of keep it alive in Florida. Ree was doing her best here in Colorado, but, it's never quite the same when you're not both here together. So, cut to 2 years later, and I'm back. And it's really exciting to get the band back together and just kind of take it on now to a whole new path. We'll kind of get into that in a second, but it's been really cool to just kind of get back into, I don't know, kind of our origin and just keeping it
real.
Keeping it 100.
Keeping it real.
Yeah.
So basically now I think we'll go into kind of what Get Real means to us and how we are here to help you and what things we are here to help you do and move forward with. And Get Real is not just, selling merchandise.
It's a community.
It's a community. So it's a team.
Yes. So we're so excited. So once we got Get Real shop kind of off the ground, that was just kind of what we were able to do as far as Instagram handles and just kind of getting our things started. And it's never really felt all the way right. Like we just mentioned, like we are a team, we're a community. It's not just a store.
Yeah.
So we are kind of revamping our branding and all that to reflect that. So it's more of just like a team. It's like you're part of Team Get Real.
Yeah.
And if you want to rock the merch, like that's fantastic. But if you want to be a part of Team Get Real, all you have to do is just live by the Get Real
mentality.
Yeah.
So basically, we just want to inspire people. So basically, we went from, I was 300 pounds, you know, in 2019, and a year and a half, 2 years later, I was the number one 3-0 tennis player in the nation.
Right.
And so just having that mindset, and any tennis players, you know, that have met us or played against us, you know, kind of will see like how passionate and how competitive we are, and where that like dedication comes from, you know, is kind of that whole journey that we went through. Not necessarily, oh, we want to beat this other player to the ground. It's more internal of everything that we've accomplished. Look where we are now, look at where we can go, and we want to take everyone with us, and we want to show you guys, you know, that you can do it too. And it doesn't have to be, you know, what we did, but whatever your goal is, you know, we want to support you. You know, if you want to start going to the gym, you know, we will go with you. If you want to start going for walks, you know, like
we'll be accountability partners.
Yeah. Like, we're here to build that community and support and help share our story and our experience of, you know, try doing this, or even just talking through it.
Yeah.
And having that space to share your story.
Yeah. And the cool thing is too, is that even though we've gone through this whole thing, is that like the journey never stops, and it's never like, you never arrived. And that's the cool thing. I think that, you know, I had a really big challenge with that when I moved to Florida, because I found myself in a place where I was struggling quite a bit. And it's like, just because you got there doesn't mean that the work stops, or that the mentality stops, and that you're going to carry that on. Like, it's very intentional. So it's cool because we're still constantly working through our own obstacles and our own like living Get Real. So It's like, we're right there in there with you.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the thing about like being a team, is that like we're all in here like battling our own stuff.
Yeah.
And some things you may battle with long term, some things, you know, may come up that you have to deal with that you've never thought you would have to. But yeah, like we're all here to support each other.
Yay.
So our goal is basically to help you in the following realms of fitness, nutrition, mindset, and just overall kind of like life and
joy,
like helping you see what is it within yourself. Like everything that you need, you already have inside of you. So it's just figuring out how to pull it out and just like really use it to be your best you.
Yeah. And just create, you know, a positive, healthy environment of, you know, like-minded people.
Yeah. So how are we gonna do that, Ree?
I don't know. You tell us. Tell the people.
It's on the notes.
How are we going to do that? Well, step one is basically leading by example. So we're going to be, you know, doing what we're saying that we're doing. Mm-hmm. You know, building that community, being that home base for ourselves and for the community, and sharing our story, sharing our health, sharing our fitness, sharing our goals, sharing our successes, sharing our losses, and being real and transparent with everyone.
Yes. Yeah, so we're really excited to take kind of the next step into Team Get Real, and there's going to be many, many more things to come, but we're excited to be back on a more consistent schedule with videos. So if there's any topics that you would kind of like to hear our opinion on, or advice or anything like that.
We don't have the same opinion.
We don't, so we'll give you two sides of a coin. We'll try our best. Basically, like what you can expect from us is that we're going to continue to live by the mindset, but we're also going to provide a little bit more of a consistent, like, again, YouTube schedule. We're going to be a little bit more
in your face.
In your face.
So
just as far as like, you know, showing, not like, I hate when people say showing up on social media, but like just putting it all out there. Like, yeah, overcoming obstacles, being authentic about it. You know, I'm very open with like the obstacles and challenges. I think that's like my favorite part of like sharing. So we'll continue to do that. And yeah, if there's anything that, you know, you ever find you might need help with or support with, like we're here for you in your corner, you know, however you need.
Good.
I think that's it. All of our future videos will be, what, 2 to 4 minutes is Reana's sweet spot?
Under 10.
They'll definitely be under 10. Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for your support and continuing to watch and share everything that we do and say and post. We really, really, really appreciate it, and we're just gonna keep on going and keep on winning some more tennis tournaments. And
to the moon!
We're gonna keep on keeping on, so stay tuned. Thanks, guys.
Get real! That's not.
It's free! All of them?
The hardware piece.
What hardware piece?
It's funny.
It's not funny.
I think it's funny.
You can cut that out.